upper student, lots of energy, a Corona local and a Crossroads member, Jeanetta Bell.
All right, it's great to be here tonight. Those of you who know me on Facebook are actually familiar with me with my maiden name, Jeanetta Bell. And those of you that are familiar with church potlucks, I used to bring a main dish, now I bring a salad. But, you know, it's nice to spend time with people who I can rightfully look in the eye. Normally my days are typically filled with folks who, you know, sadly don't have the right to vote. They can't possess a driver's license. They can't legally purchase firearms. Sadly, they can't hold down a job, and they're even excluded from the armed forces. And I know what you're thinking. Wow, she's a wimp. How does she work with felons? You're right, I am. I don't. I do something much more difficult. I teach kindergarten. Yes, I'm a kindergarten teacher, aka professional shoe tire, pants buttoner, and herder of knee biters. Yes, that's my job. And some of you, I'm glad to be here with you all, instead of people who have their hands down their pants, up their nose, down their friend's pants, in fact, or up their friend's nose. This group right here was Cynthia, though. I'm watching you. Yeah, some of you are probably wondering, why would you teach kindergarten and spend your time with your 5-year-olds all day? And to that I answer this. Well, here's a game that's kind of neat. Give me a beat, people. Come on. Just move your body to the beat. You can dance any way you please. But listen closely for the beat. Oh, I lost. See, you look at me and go, freak. But a 5-year-old looks at me and goes, oh, she's magical. And the parents look at me and go, what's she smoking? But yeah, being a teacher has taught me a secret language that all teachers have been teaching or speaking for centuries. And tonight I'm going to share it with you. But don't tell anyone. The top secret teacher dictionary. If you speak it, we'll write you a citation. Here we go. You hear friend. Translation, small person who can derail all my well thought out plans. You hear friends, friends. Translation, potential mob. You hear parents, parents. Translation, potential armed mob. You hear, oh, hi, sweetheart. Translation, hi, I have no idea what your name is. You hear, it's too noisy, it's too noisy. Translation, be quiet! You hear, well, thank you, Johnny, for folding your hands in your lap correctly. Good job, buddy. Translation, it's about time you got your hands out of your pants or any other hole you haven't stuck. You hear, do not speak to me that way. It is very disrespectful, and I expect you to look me in the eye when I'm talking to you. Translation, man, I really got to talk to the union about this new principal. But you know, for a lady, I'm quite tall. And for a kinder teacher, though, I'm gigantic. She's ginormous. And my favorite one, you're big. Which I quickly correct them. No, I am not big. I am tall. But, you know, being tall has its advantages. You know, I can lord over them. Bow to me in a crisscross applesauce position. You know, I can swoop in for dramatic effect, possibly making them cry. Or if they get lost, they can just, where's the big lady? Big lady. There she is, let's go! But my height also has a specific drawback, which I would like to refer to you as the zone of huggability. Now, imagine Imagine your average 5'5" teacher. Their zone of huggability with their kinder kiddos coming to here is from here to here. Chest, belly, waist, oh teacher, I love you. All very huggable zones. Me, my average kinder kiddo comes to about my hip, moving my huggability zone from here to here. Which puts their hands here. So I end up getting hugged like this. Or the head hug. So I just have made adjustments with my height. You know, I crouch down. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Parents are really starting to look at me funny. But you know what? Hugging like that, crouching down a little bit, does remind me of one of the happiest days of my life. And I crouched down and I hugged and I looked into his eyes and said, I love you too, Doug. Of course I'll marry you. My husband is a little shorter than me. But I am happily married, 18 years this summer. 2 beautiful kids. It's great. But honestly, you know what? We're not even planning on having kids, and then suddenly 4.5 years into our marriage, we were pregnant and had no idea why. Somebody please explain to me. I'll be waiting by that door. But you know what? We weren't really ready, but suddenly we were pregnant. And I remember the night that we found out we were pregnant with my daughter, my husband's response was a little like this. Brand new puppy on the ground. I blame the dog. And suddenly he reads the text and he's like, we're gonna have a baby. We're gonna have a baby. My response was a little different and went something like this. What if it's ugly? True story. I kid you not, just ask him, he's right there. But honestly, my kids are beautiful. You know what? They taught me so much of how to be a better person, and some days are really cheap on eBay. But being a teacher before becoming a parent really gave me a lot of skills that I might not have had otherwise. You know, I have the lingo down. Choices, inappropriate. Appropriate. Really? Seriously? I have the stairs. And I also have that word as just part of my everyday vernacular. The word that warms every parent's heart when they hear it spoken to a child. No. So with my husband and my kids, you know, we live just north of here in a new town called Eastvale, formerly known as unincorporated Riverside County. But it's a brand new area with a lot of young families, so it's a really good fit for us. You know, our kids go to school 3 blocks from our house. Our son plays in the local soccer league. Our daughter plays softball. The other day I was at the park, we're getting ready for her softball game. And you know, it was a beautiful day. Park was full, sun shining, breeze blowing the trees. Not hard to do, they're only 7 feet tall. But I looked around and there were, you know, teenagers playing basketball and tweeners over here playing handball by the snack bar and kids zooming by on their bikes and scooters, and over there little toddlers playing over there in the jungle gym and swinging on the swings. And I just took a moment and looked around and breathed in a breath of that semi-fresh Riverside County air and thought to myself, where are all your parents? What do these people think this is, the 1950s? How's hear it in the Beeve, don't live down the street. This is the era of Amber Alerts and creepy guy by the park. Facebook posts. Don't they watch the news? Oh my gosh, there are scary people out there and they tend to gather near parks. Don't they know this? But, you know, there was all these kids with no parents, at least not the appropriate ratio of 3 to 1. What do they think this is? School? Recess? No? All these kids, and, you know, they might get taken, or the potential of, you know, getting hurt or getting on my nerves. And I'm going to have to go all teacher on it. And then I realized I don't have my clipboard and my whistle, and I'm not wearing my school sweatshirt, and the sources of my powers, they're all gone. So I just gave up and I sat down and watched my kid a solid 20, 30 yards away, playing with someone somewhere. Hopefully not bothering anybody. But isn't it funny, when kids hit a certain age, you realize, well, suddenly parents realize, oh, you know what, they'll be fine if they play in a group. It's okay, go outside, you can play, as long as you're in a group. We use words like unsupervised, self-sufficient, independence. And you know, we criticize others with words like overprotective. But suddenly we think that it's okay if they're in a group. You know, when they're babies, they're within arm's reach and we can touch them, we're right there. And when they're toddlers, you know, they're crawling under our feet while we're cooking dinner, it's so cute, or in my case, climbing in the dishwasher.
Mason!
He's right there. He doesn't climb in the dishwasher anymore, thankfully. You know, then they grow up a little bit more and they, you know, sleep in a big boy bed or a big girl bed, or sleep at a friend's house, or in my case, sleep in between my husband and I. But for some reason, we think the kids can play in groups because we're hoping and praying that at least one will go get help if something bad happens. Something kind of like this. Hi, Mom, I'm home from the park. Oh, well, hi, sweetheart. How was the park? Hey, where's your brother Johnny? Oh, I don't know. You know, we all ran up to get ice cream, and, you know, I haven't seen him since. Yeah. Oh, well, hey, Mom, but do you want me to go ask Joe? Oh, well, sweetheart, who's Joe? Oh, Joe, he's this really nice guy. He hangs out in the parking lot in his dirty white pickup. It's really nice. Yeah. He seems really nice. You know, he offered me some candy, but I didn't have any. You know, I didn't want any because I already have my ice cream. But I think Johnny took... Oh, wait a second. Yeah, that's the last time I saw Johnny. So I'm going to go ask Joe. Maybe somebody should have... Talk to Mom sooner. But anyway, see, we all did it. I lost my train of thought. Give me a minute here. I don't have my lesson plan. Wah, wah, wah. The art teacher told us, don't tell them. But you know, being a parent is a lot like a new technology device. You know, sometimes you get a new technology device and you're so excited and you bring it into your house, and just like having a baby, you're so excited, you know? And it doesn't matter what kind of education you have or how smart you are, the second it comes into your house, your brain shuts down and you're a complete moron. Or, you know, technology, kids, all you gotta do is flip it over sometimes, give it a smack on its backside, and you're good to go. All the kinks are worked out. But you know what, I really, truly sometimes wonder if I'm finding a balance with my kids. Are they eating enough? Are they sleeping enough? You know, is it inappropriate that I lock myself in my bedroom when I'm home alone with them? But being on the other side of the table now, as a teacher, you know, I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot about technology, for sure, because we have just these kids come in completely wired differently. And it's funny, it reminds me, because technology is just crazy nowadays. So the other day I was at choir, and I was taking roll for our choir director. And I was looking up there and I realized, yeah, I've missed taking roll since this morning. But I'm looking up there and I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't know half these people's names. I'm glad they're written down. I felt so bad. But then again, I have all my Facebook friends to remember. So, but yeah, my husband's and my phones are dumb and antisocial. But, so I'm looking up there, and I have the iPad in front of me, and I'm looking, and I'm trying to take roll, and all of a sudden this tech-savvy 20-something who thinks she's God's gift to technology sidles up to me and goes, ooh, look at you, congratulations on your new gadget. And I'm like, huh? And then all of a sudden keyboard player comes up, hey, yeah, welcome to the club. I'm like, what? I'm a mom. I need one club. Sounds fun. Anyway, they're all excited, and I go, oh, the iPad? Oh yeah, it's not mine. Tech savvy suddenly is like, oh. Starts touching me and starts walking away. And I'm like, squash keyboard player, she stopped touching me and walked away because the iPad isn't mine. It's just an iPad that isn't mine. It's not like I have leprosy, or even worse, lice. You're all going to start itching again, too, when it is going to start. It just happens. This year, every year in kinder, it happens. This year, yeah, they're already hatched and moving. Ooh. But I, thankfully, as a parent, have never gotten lice into my house. I appreciate that. But it really has taught me a lot being on the other side of the table. Having kids, being a mom, being a teacher has really taught me what not to say to your kid's teacher. So here we go. Top 10 things you never say to your kid's teacher. Yeah, she didn't finish her homework, so I did. Number 9. But I thought hot Cheetos was a healthy breakfast. Number 8. Yeah, the doctor said it's only mildly contagious. Number 7. Yeah, the homework you give is really hard for me. Number 6. But I want the boys to notice her. That's for concern. Number 5. Yeah, I just got out of prison. I want to save that one. At least 6 years, maybe, for sure. Number 4, graduation? Wow, you've got some high expectations. Number 3, yeah, they said to use like a special shampoo, but I figured Dove was a solid choice for lice. Number 2, yeah, I thought you'd be younger. And the number 1 thing you never say to your kid's teacher, yeah, I'll be back around recess time. I'll need to breastfeed him. True story. Thank you. You guys have been great.